Good evening panel members and all those watching this presentation. This is Team Limitless developers from JP Institute of Information Technology, Noida, and today we will present the web application we developed for Flipkart Grade 4.0 that is named as Catch Out for the information security problem statement of open source software inspector. So let's get started. After unpacking the zip file of our project, the first thing one needs to do is to run the asa.py file after installing all the requirements necessary to run the project. The asa.py file will initiate the Flask server and you will get a link for the local host on which the web app runs. On the main page of the application, we have the option to select from the repository of our choice or the library which we want to scan. For the repository, we enter the link, and for the library, we just enter the name of the repository. If we want to choose some other source, the file needs to be a zip file. As of now, I will choose Git and then paste the link, and that's all what we need to do. While waiting for the result, I would like to focus on the theme and CSS used on this page. It has been designed to look simple and easygoing, which depicts our belief in solving problems in the easiest and most viable ways. I will also utilize this time to justify the logo of our project, which is inspired from the working strategy of our code. It catches vulnerabilities and severities in a code by scanning its structure and dependency, just as a bear catches a fish from the river and reveals it to the world. Our code reveals the results and all the vulnerabilities to the users. Okay, so here comes the result page. On the top, we can see two types of graphs. The first is a pie chart, which depicts the number of critical, important, and moderate types of vulnerabilities found in the code structure. This works on the basis of converting the entire library which we downloaded to a database and then querying it for specific structures and registers that seem to be suspicious. On the right hand side, we have a gauge plot that depicts the health of the dependencies that are present in the repository's core files, and on the center we can see the rating which is given to this library based on these two parameters and an internal algorithm. Scrolling down, we have the language composition of the code, which is an important element if one wants to be aware of what type of code is being used and finding any unwanted scripts. Next, we have the vulnerability table, which depicts the critical issues found in the code structure. Here, the type of vulnerability and the file in which it is present is mentioned in the table. The address for the exact file is also mentioned, and the user can copy paste this link in the browser window or the terminal window to reach this file and edit it according to the requirements. The purpose of giving critical vulnerabilities was that these must be taken care of before using the code. At this point of time, in order to reduce false positive, we are not considering the moderate vulnerabilities for corrections. In the table, the rule IDs, the vulnerability types, and other details have been mentioned, which are based on custom rule files that we created and some default files and registers that are sourced from the open source community. Next in the queue, we have the plot that depicts the number of different CVE types of CVE issues found in the repository file dependencies. This will give the developer or vulnerability analyst an idea of what is the overall vulnerability level in the files. The next plot saturates the result even more by providing the number of issues grouped by their severity as found in each directory. In the last, we have a button to download the entire list of issues found in the dependencies, and here on the top we have buttons to download the entire report and the button to download the entire report of the issues in the code structure.
So this was a complete working of application. There is always a room for improvement and add-ons. We have plans to add a lot of features in this project, some of which include recommendations feature to correct the problems found after scanning and many more.
Our combined efforts were demonstrated in this video. Hope you like the simplicity that we have tried to achieve even after such a complex code and scripting in the backend. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.